Hey students, welcome. In this video, we're going to learn some basics about Fusion 360 and file management. So we're going to start off by opening up the Autodesk Fusion 360. Again, if you don't have it, you're going to come down here where it says type to search. You're going to go to the software center and you're going to install the Fusion 360 icon. Don't install the updated one because you can't update it until you've installed the basic one, right? If Fusion 360 gets glitchy throughout the year, our IT service will push out updates. We'll download this updater and it will give us the latest, greatest version of Fusion. So once you got that installed, we're going to go ahead and click on the icon, and then we're going to wait patiently for this to load. Fusion is a large program, so we'll just be patient. There we go. Our patience is paid off. All right. So the next thing I want you to do is when Fusion opens up, look in this upper left-hand corner and confirm that it says education license. If it says trial period, don't do any work today until you've got your educational license set up. I'm not going to get into how to do that in this video because it's a kind of a long, complex process. Your best bet is to get your hand in the air and ask your instructor. They can direct you towards some links and walk you through that process. Right, so make sure it says educational license up top, and then you can move on. And the next step, this is kind of the meat and potatoes of our video here, folks, is we want to create a file management system today. All right, so one of the biggest issues students run into is they'll start working on a project and then they'll go, oh, I lost it. All right, and if you lose it, we're an evidence-based grading school. We can't grade based on your word. We need to see that evidence in front of us. So a lot of times students that lose things end up redoing it over. Okay, the best way to avoid that is to save your file right off the bat. And so you can see I've got my mouse hovering over the save icon. I could also do Control S for this, but we're going to go ahead and click on that. Right now, your screen's going to look slightly different because you haven't been working in Fusion as much as I have. Yours is going to say untitled, and it's probably going to have some sort of generic name here for the location. And so what we're going to do is click on this drop down, and it's going to bring up a list of all sorts of projects down here for me. Again, yours is going to look a little different because you haven't made any projects probably in Fusion. Okay, so a project is kind of like a folder, right? But in Fusion, you create projects, and then within your project, you can create folders. Okay, so anything related to a project, for instance, our puzzle cube we're going to start in a few weeks here, would go inside of that project's file area. And so for today, we're just going to click on New Project, and we're going to call this our Fusion Practice folder, or I'm sorry, Practice Project. All right, and then once we've got that typed in, we're going to go ahead and click this blue Save button. Right, the wheel is going to spin next to our project name. All right, and then you're going to go, what just happened? Did it disappear? Where'd it go? It's down here on our list. So here's my Fusion Practice project. Okay, I'm going to click on there to select it, and you'll notice up here under the location, Fusion Practice project will show up. And so that's the area we're saving it to. And then we want to give our files good descriptive names so that we can find them easily, right? Untitled, Untitled 1, Untitled 2, Untitled 3. That gets pretty darn confusing after a while. So make sure you're giving it a good descriptive name. Right, we're going to call this shape number 1, and we're going to model it up a few different ways. We're going to do additive to start. Right, so we're going to call it shape number 1 additive, and we're going to go ahead and click on save. All right, and then on our screen, you'll notice up top here, we've got our file name established. And so that kind of confirms that, yep, we saved it. Okay. If you close out of this and you want to come back and work on shape number 1 tomorrow, you're going to click on those couple of tic-tac-toe board looking icon, our data panel, and that'll bring up this area. You can see I'm in the my recent data area, and right up at the top is shape number 1 additive, right, version number 1. So this is how we'll find stuff in the next class period. Right? So again, I can close my data panel. To get there, I just clicked on this icon. All right. Yours is probably going to start out at this house, and you're going to have to, I think, scroll all the way up to the top here, and it'll give you the option of going to my recent data. All right. It'll also show your projects, and your list won't be nearly as long here. All right. So So that's it for video number 1. I'm going to stop the recorder and get this upload started, and then we will start the additive shape in the next video.